Oh, he did. He made it. Hey, we're live. We are all sitting here nice and neat. Jeff just slid in.
Like butter.
Like butter. We had our friend Gill in. I hope the squirrels and Canadians in Canada hold hands again, so Gill can rejoin us. But welcome to Thursday night live on Old Gray Bricks. I'm Pazoom, and these are my friends. We have a lot of friends over in the chat. Let's see. Call out some folks here. Richard is here in the chat. Jeff McElwee also. And Bricksmith, but we also have some folks waiting. Brickman, Mosaic Heart, welcome. Jay, welcome. Good to have you here. MJ Bricks, good to have you here. So glad to see you guys. MJ, bringing up the Chima every time. I got the Chima hat here, but we're talking Christmas a little bit today, so no Chima hat for you. Brad K, welcome. Good to have you here. Seth, good to have you here as well. Some of our old friend Brahm has arrived. So the professor is in the house, so we can talk. Dude Jude, what is up, Dude Jude? Good to have you here. Well, so glad you guys joined us tonight, and keep popping some comments there over on the side. Let's go around the room, and let's see. Let's start with the man with the smoothest hat on the planet here today, Matthew. Matthew, what is up in your world, man?
Well, I don't have any children, but today was...
Well, thank you for sharing. Moving on.
Did you also say Holiday Inn Express?
Today was one of those days where I let one of my Lego creations graduate into another dimension as I took the Taj Mahal to my work office and installed it with the other large architecture set. So it was one I slowly re-bricked over 3 years, and I was 95% complete when Lego re-released the Taj Mahal. And I said, I'm not buying it. I'm just going to get the other 5%. So I re-bricked it and put it all together this summer, and it's now installed at the office display area, which I'm not using this semester since I'm teaching remotely. But someday students will come in and see it. So that was kind of cool. And it's a nice icebreaker when students do come in the office, because instead of just talking about all the books on my shelf, they're like, did you build that? They always ask that question. And then the second question is always, how long did it take?
Week and a half.
It's like being in a Lego show, but in your office.
That's just what you need.
Yes, the famous questions. Are those real Lego? Did you use instructions?
What else?
How long did it take you to build that? That actually is the big question. Everybody asks that question.
I get asked, where can I buy that?
Yeah, and I would say right here with a big check. How big you got?
I mean, that's a better question, at least. You know, I mean, if you're willing to sell it, then somebody could buy it from you. So
the best question that Mark and I ever got at a convention, and it was asked a lot of times by this little kid, nerdy little kid. He was a cool kid, but he was like, do you have a box big enough for that to go in? What? And that was asked a lot. It was like important to him to know that there was a box in existence big enough for our stuff to go in.
Well, actually, the relevant thing is that he was asking me that question about a spaceship that one of our friends built, and that friend was not around. So my first answer was, oh, I don't know. My buddy built that. I'm not sure how he got it here. And the kid didn't process that and just said, but do you have a box big enough for it?
The answer was insufficient.
That's correct.
Maybe
many boxes are made, and yes, there could be one as big, big enough for that. All right, so that is a very fine hat. I have one question for you, Matt.
Yes.
How is the cathedral?
It's still in hiatus. But it needs to be finished before Christmas Day. So I'm working down my to-do list, and moving the Taj Mahal was actually one of the things, because when the cathedral is finished, it's going to go on the table where the Taj Mahal was. So we're clearing the space for it at this point. Space. And this is my Pappy O'Daniel Southern Governor hat.
You're doing well, sir. You're doing well.
If anybody saw the movie Oh Brother Where Art Thou, we're going to get us some reform.
There you go.
You're going to be mass communicating. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Mass communication.
No, one at a time, and yeah.
Maybe we
Was
should
it
do
all
that
reforms
reform.
or just?
We got to get us some of that reform.
Oh, I love that movie. This is a great
Like a
movie. All
budget
right.
gonna come lately.
I need some
Go do a little
Dapper Dan.
paddling. Go do a little kicking. A little paddling. No, it's kicking. It's more of a kicking situation.
They turned him into a horny toad.
I can quote that movie from the beginning to the end. We have a new friend with us, and we're going to go ahead and give him some screen time here. Jeff McElwee. How are you doing, Jeff McElwee?
I'm good.
You seem to have a dog on you.
Yep, this is Dobby.
Hey, Dobby.
It's Dobby.
Hey, Dobby.
He's actually saying hello.
Dobby looks like he could curl up there and take a nap.
So he curls up around. I actually lives across my shoulders, and he passes out.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's a dachshund. But yeah, hey, I'm really glad to be here. I've been in the audience for a while, so it's really fun to hang out with y'all for once.
Yeah. So tell us about your. Now you build. What is your favorite themes to build? Just go ahead.
Okay. So I usually my go-to is space, and I've been space. Yeah, I'm trying to break out of that bracket for a while. Like
No, don't do that.
Do it.
But I really like city as well, like simple modular townhouses. And
Yeah.
I like building those. And my third favorite is castle, though I haven't built castle in a while. So I'm hoping to do that next year and get back going on the building thing. Right now, I've kind of hit like a block. I've just been staring blankly and putting things half together and going, I don't want to do this anymore. But,
in other words, you're an A-full. That's what that.
that's right.
There it is.
I think the newest thing that I built was speeder bikes. I think Mex from Mechtober, but that's all the
Did
way
you
up
say
there.
scooter bites?
I may have. Did it sound like that? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just messing with you.
But,
And Jeff, I'm going to have to compliment on your attire. It looks quite nice.
I love this shirt, actually. When you posted the drawing on the Facebooks, I went, holy smokes, that could be on a T-shirt. And then you posted a thing, and you're like, hey, it's on a T-shirt. And I went, well, this is $20 I don't have anymore. And $20 well spent. So
It's because we vibing together because I'm wearing it too. Boop, right there. So.
yeah. So I get complimented on it all the time when I'm out in public. The toy store that I go to almost weekly was like, where'd you get that shirt? And then I looked up my Facebook and gave them the information and told them all about you, Chris. So
Sweet. That
Yeah.
was nice. I owe you $1. So
He's also big in Norway.
What is on display on the wall behind you? The non-Lego things there. That's kind of interesting.
So that is over 100 Batmobile themed Hot Wheels. Up there on the wall are carded action figures, some Star Wars from, I guess what's considered Legends now, as well as 3 of the original 4 Ghostbusters and Derek from Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Cool.
Yeah, and a piece of Hinkle art.
Oh, Hinkle! There you go, Hinkle out there.
Hinkle art.
And my
Okay.
Oh, man. All right, so let's go around the room. Rich, what's going on in your world, man?
Wow, we're starting to wrap up the end of the renovation for the house so we can sell it, put it on the market. The ensuite's almost fully tiled. The shower and the floor, they're going to grout it tomorrow and paint the bedroom that is attached to it and get all their crap out of here. And then we'll get the realtor over here and say, do we need to stage it or do we need to just put it on the market? And then we also got to find out when our floors are coming.
You actually seem to have some molded plastic bricks in your hand.
It's advent calendar.
Oh,
Yay.
Advent calendar.
Oh, yeah,
This is my Christmas theme, A-Wing.
Nice.
And we
Italian.
got TIE Fighter the other day. So, yeah.
Yeah, that X-Wing actually looks really good out of that set. Super good.
That X-Wing's great.
Yep. Yeah, we may be talking about some of the stuff that came out about what Star Wars is doing a little later after we have our discussion.
And I got
All
a
right.
Dio finally.
Yeah. All right, so let's head to our token females in the room because it's very important. How are y'all this evening?
We're doing
girl
good.
brick too.
Would you just finish, Nat? Show. You finished
Oh, that's
Her,
great looking. How'd you
Golly.
that looks like a camper. I got to get one.
Yeah, you could
it
probably
does look
fit in there and live in there.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pool, there's a hot tub, there's what else? It's a hot tub, okay?
You get a hot tub. Can you fit in there, Natalie?
Yeah. No, I don't. The friends barely fit in there.
Well,
So.
that's no good.
There is a toilet.
Only like 2 can fit in.
Oh.
So that was a birthday present from birthday a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Cool.
And then we're getting closer to the first building of Nocturne Alley being done. These
Ooh.
5 of Scum and Villainy, the White Wyvern.
That's nice. That's good brickwork you got on there for the walls. That's fantastic.
What's
I
the
hate
color? What's the color on the top? Is that nougat?
Nougat is a little dark nougat where there's like mold damage. Because it's the Scum of Hive and Villainy, and they don't care about mold.
Yeah, you can see.
A little wizardry would clean that right up, I think.
But they have more important things to do, like buy illegal poison things and wizard things, right?
Okay.
It also shows they don't have an HOA. So
Yeah, I don't think Nocturne Alley has an HOA, so no one
That's
cares.
a plus. That's a plus.
Well,
So,
That's basically where I'm moving to, Nocturne Alley. They do have an HOA.
Well,
so we're trying to finish up Nocturne Alley, at least the first building. She hasn't finished her Diagon Alley yet. She still has 1.5 more buildings to go. So
get with it, kid.
yeah, get to it, because I'm gonna finish Nocturne Alley before you even finish Diagon Alley. So I ordered some really ugly. I went down a really dark path, a very dark path, darker than Fabuland.
Ooh.
I found a Belleville element that is like this Persian rug that has holes in it to drape it. So I'm gonna do that as kind of like a side alley, like buying kind of like not very legal wizarding goods out of. So I had to order that. I mean, it's so cheap, but luckily it could fit in a flat mailer, and it was only in Netherlands. So it's really ugly, and it's really obnoxious, and it's gonna look great.
Awesome. Okay, how many of you remember looking at the Belleville stuff going, how creepy is that stuff? It is so creepy.
So creepy.
So all that Belleville stuff is in my collection, and it's very, very creepy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the doll head crawly whatever thing in Toy Story. Creepy. I mean, it's like super creepy. So that
Is it creepy?
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
2 weeks from everywhere.
I'm actually at odds to know which is creepier, Scala or Belleville.
I think Belleville is because they have the witches. Because they do all the fairy tale stuff, and they had those witches, and those witch faces are creepy. Nightmare. No thanks.
Very creepy.
that's a
Lego,
tough
what
one.
are you thinking?
Very creepy. All right, let's go ahead and focus on somebody we've been concerned about this week. Mr. Bricksmith, how are you doing today?
Look at that.
Look at what?
The screen share.
Do I want to?
All right, sorry. That was just where it happened to pause. Okay.
He looks very suave there. That was.
So, hey, how's it going? I built a menorah. What have you guys
Yay.
done this week?
Hey.
That's awesome.
Thanks. It was mostly built, and then I changed the top because this is actually a gift for a friend of mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dreidel.
Yep.
that's awesome, man.
I've been sorting some Legos, still working on the brick jams. Building the Quinjet over there with Keith in them on Wednesday nights. And then the next one I think we're doing is this. And I think I starting in January. Oh, yeah. It's in the hospital, too.
Yeah, a little something.
You could just slip that in there.
Eh?
Oh, yeah. So I accomplished more this week than everyone.
Good job living. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I try. We're okay. There's a video.
Are you bionic?
Huh?
Are you like the Bionic Man that they build you back better?
Well, let's hope so. I'm not going to slow down for nobody though. There's a video over on my channel. take it with a grain of salt. It's 30 minutes of me talking about my experience in the hospital up to my procedure, and I was high on morphine when I taped it.
Awesome.
I think that the recommendation is to have an adult beverage while watching that.
I think, I didn't go into specific details of the grossness. I just said, if you don't know what it is, Google it. So that's on you.
Okay, I Googled it, and I'm so sorry I did.
Absolutely.
First rule is never Google what somebody tells you to Google. That's just like, it's like pull my finger. I mean, if you don't know by now, don't,
Yeah. I just, yeah. But yeah. Also, real quick, thank everyone for all the well wishes and the stuffs. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. We've
guys
been pulling for you, man. Praying for you. Thoughts and all that kind of stuff, man. I'm glad you're sitting up, man, hanging out with us today. So that's awesome.
Glad to be here.
Do I smell some back bacon frying? We have a Canadian in the group. That waft of maple syrup is not kidding. So, Mr. Gill, let's go to you, man. What's going on?
It's processed maple syrup. I'll leave it up to you to define that as you wish. Yeah, not too much. Yeah, like oh, come on. He's barfing pure joy. Yeah, not a whole lot. I've downloaded the instructions for our Christmas death match. But yeah, that's about as far as I've gotten. Started to pick out some parts, and that's about it. It's my second last week at work for the year.
It's too easy, and I'm not touching that.
Hey, listen, if you don't pick them, they'll never get clean. That's all I can say. So yeah, other than that, nothing really too much going on.
How much snow is on the ground?
Oh man, we got a big dump.
Oh boy, you had to say that.
About a day or so ago, but yeah, now it's all mostly rain. But this Saturday we're looking at another dump. So yeah.
I thought that was coming on Chris's part. I'm like, how much snow's on the ground?
I don't know what that means.
Well, the snow matches the roof, so you know.
Hey now.
Do you know the street value of this entire mountain?
Okay, all right. Mr. Sandlin, what is up in your world, buddy?
Oh, come on. I just threw out a Better Off Dead reference and nobody? Come on.
To be fair, I did. I just laughed and that was it. I'm sorry.
It's all that matters. It's all that matters.
Not too much. I am here. No small Paul Cam this evening.
Oh.
And I have not really built a terrible lot this week, although I do have my Christmasified thing that I built, but I don't know if I should be showing that yet because that's supposed to be.
Oh, no. Save on to that.
You gotta save it.
I would save that.
It's done, but I can't show you yet.
Yeah.
Teaser. Well, not a teaser. More of a
Top secret.
It was like
Here, let me see if I can.
just like the tip.
Come on, man.
Yeah, not touching.
Dana.
Wait, is that a spaceship?
What? Phrasing?
Wait, Mark, put it put it below your shirt, and then pull the shirt tight.
No.
I can't do a tight shirt like Ryan did.
I was going to say that I just called out to me missing Ryan for a moment there. Can we take a moment?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, where's the kid been?
He's been very busy, I guess. Like he's been busy working in the park and coming home real tired and stuff. So,
and he was in like a big official Legoland New York video, talking to kids and being all awesome. So yeah.
But has he been to the hospital? No.
We didn't get him fired by having him tell secrets on the show or anything.
No.
Well, maybe that's where he really is. He's out on the street with a fan.
Little cup and pencils. Why do people? I never got the pencil cup thing. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So, all right, Mr. Dana, what is going on in your world?
Not a lot, really. I mean, Yeah. Does it really look like I've got a green screen going on?
Yes, it does. You're faking this, right?
All right. Yeah. So I don't know if this will work if I'll demystify this whole thing here by.
Oh, you just ruined it. Get out.
All right, let's just do this for a moment.
Make it go.
We're gonna make the monorail go.
Yay!
So Danny, you just had us.
Now wait for the money shot. Hold on. Here it goes. Here it goes. Right. Watch this.
Monorail.
Nice.
We got movement.
So Dana, you just had a moon base just hanging out, and you're like, "Well, I guess I'll set this up today."
Yeah,
That's how Dana works.
Oh, all right, okay.
You know, I
cool.
mean, with COVID going on, and not being able to go to shows, I've been feeling a little, like I need to do something with space. So space.
Yeah,
So I thought, all right, let's go ahead and crack this out and put it in my office and just see what it is. So.
All right, Dana, come clean. Were you really on a 12-hour conference call and got bored?
I have been on a 12-hour conference call, actually. Actually, I think my record, it was 16 hours for a conference call for work. So, I bet you if Dave Cowdice joins in, he could probably match that, I'm sure, easily. So, but yeah, so I got some stuff I was working on, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put this together and see what happens. I do. And the sad thing is that even in the lug, when we do challenges for the lug, and I do something space, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we know you do something space." So
So this is just normal for you to just hey guys, what's going on? Don't mind the massive moon base behind me.
Exactly, and I'm gonna light it just so it looks like a green screen, so that I can take a screenshot of this and just throw it up every so often, and people are gonna think I have this up in my office all year long.
I think you should move and let me do that.
I just want to know what anybody has to talk about for 16 hours.
We have a high percentage of space builders in our lug, so it's like, oh look, Chris and Dana and Mark and
yeah, they're doing something space. Yeah. And then we do a space mock thing,
and Andrew,
and we're like the only people who do a space mock, and it's like, well, come on, people. So I do want to talk about something real quick though. So if just talking about this in general and just to being there, but I do want to make a shout out to John Palmer. That it's because of him that I created this in this way, because I had found some of his stuff online, and he had created kind of these little corridors. And so I took it and kind of ran with it and made some modifications for building it my way. And when Chris and Mark and I, started doing some stuff with them, and I realized that the moon base was difficult. If everybody showed up with an end cap, you had nothing to link to, or somebody, there wasn't enough people who had a T section or a 4-way or a cross section or straight through. So I thought, well, why don't I make it all modular so that I can recreate and I can, reconstruct everything on the fly at a show to meet the needs that we needed to make it all fit together. And so that's how this started happening, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hubs with corridors, so I can recreate those in any configuration to meet whatever we're doing. And I even figured it out how I can make it where they're stacked. So like the restaurant in the back here, which actually that top section rotates like a revolving restaurant.
Oh,
but it
rotates like a rotating restaurant.
Yeah, it's 3 stories, so there's 3 hubs there. So I technically could connect to somebody who's got just a ground-based connector, the regular mid-base that we all do, or even if somebody had something at a higher height, or maybe we had base plates that went up to create that way of coming down. So I wanted to throw that in there as an option for things, so that way we didn't run into this problem that we're at a show and we can't fit everybody together. We want to make it all, because that's the whole point of doing a show with everybody coming together to collaborate, is for making it so everybody can join in. So that's how this started, and then it just went downhill. It was like a snowball. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's where we are.
So can you use your system of hubs to create the classic Moonbase standard?
Well, this
classic Moonbase standard.
This all is classic moon base standard.
Oh, okay. I thought that classic moon base standard was like the full plate.
Well, and that's just it. Everything on here is all 2 full plate. So, for example, in this hub section here in the middle, that whole cross section fits on 1 plate.
Okay.
The same thing over here for a T. The same over here, which has got an end cap with an L, and it's got a little window here to knock it off.
Right.
So it's all to Moonbase standard and can fit with anybody else's at the same time.
So the terminal points at the end of the plate are the same as the old standards. It's just you created the components as like a capsella hug for you.
Correct.
Old people in the room. Yes. Yeah.
I know. I got that reference.
And then the other great thing about this is because like the first 2 mocks that I did, which were Space Miner, so it was all orange, and the whole thing you had to take it someplace together as one big piece.
Right.
Like I couldn't break it down, so I took it to 2 shows, and by the time I got home from the second show, the whole thing was like falling apart. Mm-hmm. And so that was another motivation to make it all modular, because all of this stuff, this entire thing, will break down into about three tubs, not counting the monorail stuff.
Okay.
Monorail
transport.
All right.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
So have you guys ever thought about you guys collaborate together quite often, you and Mark and Chris and whoever else. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting names, but have you guys ever thought about applying that to something else other than space? I know you're going to throw rocks and tomatoes at me, but like a castle or
all right, go yell at the new guy.
I mean, like castle or anything like that, like maybe
Town.
Exactly.
That works. Town. I like town.
Or
Hey, what about the original standard GBC?
That's true. Now I will say, Castle. What was it called? The Castle had it was their Castle Town standard or something like that. They had y'all remember that?
No, I've never heard of that.
I thought that Dana showed some of that a while back. Wasn't it the base plates that had the?
Well, I mean, so the Mills plates,
those
kind of towards the a town or any sort of fantasy type scenario with a castle or something like that they could do, and a lot of people do that.
I'm Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I do.
And town by default is modular, so that kind of goes there.
Well, the town was born that way.
I'm just curious because you guys are all very talented builders and you all, obviously love this stuff and you all love space. That's, hell, 3 of us have 3 space t-shirts on. I'm pretty sure Dana does have 2. So
well, actually today's kind of festive.
Close enough.
Dana has the tattoo.
Yeah.
All I own is Bass Pro.
There's nothing wrong with Bass Pro t-shirts. I have a bunch of those too. Anyway, but I'm just wondering, have you guys ever wanted to expand outside of the space bubble into, I don't know, like a closer theme to it, like Aquanauts, or like you guys are shaking your heads no, like I'm crazy and I'm young and
have you met these people? And they don't never want to expand outside of space.
On a skyscraper. That's
I don't know, Jeff. I don't know if you can see all the shelves behind me.
Yeah, Dana, I'm a little aware of your work. Yeah.
Space goes on forever, man. It goes on forever.
I was just curious because it'd be cool to see you guys. The space thing, when you guys do a space thing, I get a nerd on about it because it's whatever. But if you guys did something different, like something not new but familiar to all of you guys that work together,
like space castles, that would work.
I have a question.
Space castle would be great. I have Next 2 Nights on my shelf with pride and honor. I love that line.
Somewhere Mark Erickson is screaming and he doesn't know why.
Excellent.
Well, that's what Magnus is doing.
I have a follow-up to Jeff's question here. Can you do something besides space?
Can a leopard change its spot?
Absolutely.
But why would you want to?
But that's an even better question. That is a better question. I don't know. I mean, I had my brew pub because I wanted to be able to fit it into a town. So I did the brew pub. Of course, after I did the brew pub, I made a space shop. So again, I fell back into space.
Thank you, Mark, for showing me that you can.
Like a truck.
Is it a space truck?
But does that truck turn into a spaceship?
I think it might.
This is like a modular.
Prime.
This is a modular thing that goes with the seaport, that goes with the cargo ship, that goes with the warehouse. So, yes.
That's awesome. That's great. So I'll have to modify my question notebook the next time I come see you guys. So. See, that's awesome too, and Jake Sadovich would be very proud of that, I think.
Yeah, I need to send the guy a picture of that.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I think we should do is something. We should do this thing where maybe we have this like slightly sci-fi scene, but the characters are like partially animal. And, you know, maybe we could do like a first round of stuff, builds that look pretty cool, but then afterwards we can make them mostly out of Technic.
What, like Thundercats?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Isn't that Sheba?
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about Thundercats.
No, because that'd be cool.
Thundercats are cool. Chima not so much. So
I think Jeff's thrown out that we need to do a Chima challenge.
No, I'm not going to give anyone a Chima challenge.
we're going to have to do that sometime during the spring, and my allergies are already going nuts. I don't think I could take any more allergy medicine to do that. So.
And we'll just wind up with Chima chunks everywhere anyway. So,
Partially Chima chunks.
Actually, so Brickman Mosaics Art brings up an awesome question. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Reboot. This was in the early '90s when CGI was becoming okay. Do you remember the ship? I think it was from season 3 or season 4. The ship that they were using to navigate the web.
Yeah, that's when the kid was the one-eyed pirate and stuff.
Right, exactly. Like that'd be cool to see your guys' interpretations of that in Lego, simply because it's space, but it's also pirates.
Well, is that something common in Canada? That kid was a one-eyed pirate. Is that like a phrase there? Or?
Beware the one-eyed pirate, Chris.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know they made a reboot?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. And she made me watch like the whole first season.
Awful.
So I know we glossed over Nexonites really fast, but I think that season 3 of Nexonites was going to be more kind of that spacey web thing, because it was supposed to be the bad guy became like digital, very much like the wizard. I forget his name off the top of my head. Yeah. But so all the like the few sets we got for the season 3 or round 3 were all these black and neon green that kind of had a little bit of a Blacktron feel to it, but wasn't quite. And I really wanted to see what they were going to do with that, because all the minifigures were fantastic. They all looked like little Borgs, and that would have been really cool to see them kind of cross into that area a little bit. But
that's pretty cool.
Since I've watched most seasons of Ninjago now, twice, Ninjago has revisited that storyline twice.
I think you have some familiarity with Ninjago.
Just a little.
How many times have you guys watched the Jurassic World Isla Nublar?
She tried. She wasn't really into it.
Well, Paul likes that one. I was just wondering.
How many times did Sparrow skip school?
Hey, I don't mean to do this, but my boss.
9 times.
Mueller.
9 times.
Jeff, what's that?
My boss is telling me that I have to go. She's coming home with groceries.
Oh boy.
Groceries for
Always
the
listen to the boss.
Boy, Jeff just dropped the mic.
Hey, Jeff.
Bye, everybody.
Good to see you, Jeff.
Coming.
Cool being here. Hopefully, I'll be here again. If not, that's okay too.
Love
Bye.
you, brother.
Okay, Jeff.
Good to see you, man.
So, Chris, I have some unfortunate news.
I felt it. I felt this coming. What is it?
You felt it, didn't you?
I did.
There is no OGB set of the week. I am horribly sorry. I knew the fail was coming up.
He was too busy playing with his monorail.
Wait! I know of the old gray set of the week. There it is, right there.
No, I'll accept that one. I deserve that one for today. I deserve it. I did find that the other day, and I looked at it, and I just took it apart and threw it in a box.
See, it's almost like I wish
you killed it.
It's almost like I wish you had something to show.
Oh, look at there, straight from Canada.
Wait a minute.
Oh, what's this?
Look at that neon green.
Enforcer.
That's not neon green. That is straight up green right there.
That's Santa.
Trans green. I amend.
Play the Spaceballs.
Well, you know
music.
what? You know
Play
what?
the Spaceballs music.
Gil, you are now doing set of the week.
That's right.
Hey, can I get a set number on that? I think I saw that. in the bowl.
Don't put it down. Tell us about it. You're doing set of the week now.
What's the set number?
Week.
This is
Set
number
6984 Galactic
947.
Mediator coming in at 406 pieces with 3 minifigures
I
from
didn't get that
Space
number.
Police 2 1992.
Man, your American accent is so good when you do that. There, Gil.
I was kind of enjoying like Dana talking and Gil doing like the Vanna White.
It's
like,
just like Price is Right.
yeah, the Vanna White thing here.
I was going to say, Gil's my Vanna.
There you go. It's a team effort. Let's get it done. Come on, guys. Team effort. Let's go.
All right, keep
What
going.
makes it cool? Double green canopies to fit both your Space Police officers in the front section. Sadly, there's this middle section that's kind of lame and you're not really quite sure what it's there for, but you know, it makes the ship bigger and bigger is better, right, Gill? Yes. Now there's this great little feature in the back that allows the sections to be opened up.
That's what she said.
Uh-oh.
He's trying, kids. There we go. Let's try the other side. So when you flip up the levers, it allows the wings to
Just break off.
the wings to fold out
Wait.
and drop the little prison cells that, much like Space Police 1, Space Police 2 also has a little claustrophobic space jails to carry around
Yeah.
With no back
to criminals.
Just like the star.
Weak.
And
And there is a door that will open up in the back to allow the rover to descend from the ship. Whee! I think there's an asteroid comment there.
doesn't the rover doesn't this
Rover, green rover, send your rover over. Unfortunately, it doesn't really carry the space pods as well.
You'd be able to do that if you had some magnets.
Good job.
There were some magnets with there. You could just click it up there.
Yeah, but unfortunately, those kids started swallowing magnets, and then they swallow a second magnet, causing internal digestion problems. And yeah,
Then
rest
you're like Julian, right?
Yeah.
how much of this can Gill put in his mouth?
Magnets, you can't just stop at one.
That's right.
Oh, Canada, my home native land. There it is.
And Chris, back to you in the studio.
Best scene in Canada.
Good ruining my show.
And Gil gets a phone call from the Canadian Child Safety Protection Committee.
I think it went off seamlessly.
We need a new disclaimer. Do not try this at home.
That's true. It would be awesome to see 2 red-coated, mounted police coming in and dragging up the street.
And they would be apologizing
talking
the
to
entire
Peter.
time.
And you would also be reading your rights in French and English.
Yeah.
That's right.
And apologizing and so on, but you're going to the Hooskow, eh? So,
Don't worry, We're going to stop and get some flapjacks on the way,
beauty.
Flapjacks.
Tim Hortons, eh?
Not up
That's
here,
Tim
boy.
Hortons. Yeah, beat me to it.
Oh, man. All right. So let's talk about some Christmas holidays. So here's the deal. The reason we're doing this next week, we're going to be showing off Ive Santa that project. So I hope you guys are working on that.
Oh, what are we doing?
Taking an official Lego set and Santa-ing it. So, and in fact, if you in the chat room, those of you who are talking with us, if you've got one that you make, you can share it with me through Instagram or whatever, or send the link. Or while we're talking to the show next week, we will get your link. Maybe you just say, hey, my Instagram name is so-and-so, and I got a picture of it here. We would love to also share your mocks that you Santa'd and show those off just for fun. And I've got 2 here that I've done, and I'm going to probably maybe do a couple more before we get done, just because it's actually been pretty fun. It's actually a nice, relaxing build to just recolor a set and kind of explore how those sets were made. I've done the classic space sets in mine, and the instruction was a 2-sheet pamphlet. Today, that would be like 3 books at least. And so I have realized in making those that I screwed up like every other step, and I had to go back because I'm like, I even got this finished and thought I was done. I'm like, why doesn't this stick? And the thing doesn't dock. And I had a plate out of joint. The whole thing was off, and I had to shred it and go all the way back. Yeah, there you go, right there. Instructions were a pamphlet. There we go. That's it.
So, hey, Chris, I just built the Legoland train ornament.
Yes.
I'd like to show you my pamphlet.
Yeah.
This is 50 pieces.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, in the day, that would be the instruction sheet for something like this.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
Yeah.
And there were times on those pamphlets where a piece was stuck kind of off of center, and you didn't know it was there until you were trying to build something else. You're like, why is this not going back together?
And I can tell you, if you build an old classic set and you happen to post it online and you didn't build it exactly how the instructions are supposed to be, there will be 10 people minimum who will call you out and make you feel like the biggest idiot in the world.
Brian will be all over your job strap.
Hypothetically saying something like
Have
that.
you ever had anybody say that you got the wrong? Have you ever had anybody talk about you don't have the right era clips or something like that, or the?
See, now that is something I've always made sure of, because that I know the clips have got to be right, the walkie-talkies have got to be right, the chin straps have got to be right on the helmets. That stuff's always easy. But it's like you're saying, you look at the instructions and you're off by a plate.
Hey, Dana, did they take off their
What's
helmets too? Did they take off their helmets?
To make sure that I had the right heads on them?
No, like this away.
No. Helmets stay on.
You weren't the real base panelists who didn't take off their helmet.
No, space guys never take off their helmets.
However,
Morgan's
in the chat, solid dude.
Do the walkie-talkies change?
Oh yeah, the walkie-talkies changed for sure. The walkie-talkies have changed like 4 times.
Yeah, there's different width on the handles, but now since the Lego movie, they don't have the imprint on the back. Now, what were you saying, Bricksmith? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said Dave Morgan's in the chat. It's a good friend of mine.
Hey, Dave Morgan, how are you? Welcome.
He's older than dirt.
Oh, good.
He makes all y'all look like spring chickens.
So would he be old dark gray bricks? I don't know.
I mean,
Hey, no. I remember when dark gray bricks came out. That's how old I am.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, what is with this stupid gray? Because I like polite gray and this new stupid dark gray. And then they changed them all and really ticked us all off.
So I got you guys know I picked up Brick Jam's bulk, and there's tons and tons, like 7 colors, and that's it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I picked up his bulk. And then there's like 5 pieces of dark gray.
Is that why you had to go to the hospital?
I mean, if you've seen Kansas bulk.
Whoops.
Didn't Chris say not to do this?
No, but yeah, I can remember, and I remember when the corrugated bricks, the whatever came out, and it was in the Outback sets from that little mini line from Australia, and the little shack was made out of it. And I'm like, I gotta have that, and I had that stupid windmill piece because of it too. But yeah, so great. But so going down memory lane, something we can talk about for a little bit is Lego at Christmas time has always been tradition. My first Lego set came at Christmas time, and I'll talk about that. But how about y'all? Do y'all have like a favorite Christmas memory? Could be current, could be old, that you guys would like to share, talk about. All right, Mr. Smith, you go first.
Well, no, Matt had his hand up first.
Oh, I saw your hand up first.
No, Matt was there like an hour before mine.
Okay, Matt.
And I have 2 anyway.
So I'm sad to say, I don't exactly remember.
It's sad to say when I give you the first story.
I don't remember opening it, but I remember building it and rebuilding it and rebuilding it and rebuilding it because I only had 4 sets as a kid, and this was definitely a Christmas gift. It's incomplete.
I was about to say it's missing a cone.
It's missing more than it's missing the.
Don't post pictures of that on Instagram.
What did you do?
Well, let's just say I dropped the box it was in, so the parts are all in there. They just need to be put back on. But this was the basics, the largest Lego set in my 4-set collection, and it got turned into millions of mock spaceships, and then it would get torn down and rebuilt again and again and again. And this is literally one of the reasons that I now have however many Lego pieces in this room. Is I loved building this spaceship, and it was a Christmas gift, so that's mine.
Spaceship.
Spaceship.
You can actually tell how much how much play that thing has gotten back in those days, because those canopies are like milk. Like they're
well, and the rounded pieces, they barely have clutch anymore because I put them together, pulled them apart, put them together so many times. It kind of makes me sad because one of the reasons it's not on is it just falls off.
Right.
Like if you look at it wrong, it falls off. So
that's like many of Chris's spaceships.
Shannon's around.
Yeah. Especially if it gets knocked off of a 4-foot table, then that. All right, so I'm glad you still have that, but yeah, those. Yeah, I love to see a classic space in pristine shape, but it thrills me actually to see the set that we played with so much.
Yep.
And those scratches. I ran across the original canopy, whatever the underbelly canopy from the mobile rocket transport. I was digging through the bin that those parts are in, and I've only got 1 or 2 of them, and that was the one that was on my original. Man, you couldn't read you can read a large print Bible through that thing. It is so scratched up and stuff. But but I'm holding it in my hand, and I mean I can remember how it felt back in those days. Yep. And everything, and it was so awesome to put my hands on that tangibly and everything. So yeah, man, that was good memories. So I got that set for Christmas. Sweet. All right. Anybody else? Bricksmith, you said you had 2. So
I got 2. They'll be quick, I promise.
Number 1 and number 2.
So let's go back to 1985 for a minute.
Easy.
I got the solar transport, which is right there.
Yeah.
That's not the one I got in 85, but that was the only Lego set I had as a child. So I built and rebuilt it, broke it, rebuilt it. Finally, somebody threw it away. However, when I quit smoking cigarettes, my wife then bought me this again as a reward. So that is my fond memory of Lego as a child and as an adult, but that's the first of 2. Now, back when my daughter was about 6 years old, she goes to me and my wife and says, I want girls Lego for Christmas. So we bought her the Friends. I looked at it and I said, this is not what I remember. I like this. And ever since then, I turned into an AFOL. That was the linchpin to knock me over into the AFOL category. So thankfully, Christmas twice. There you go. Feliz Navidad, everybody.
Is it just me, or does every time that Julian says AFOL, it sounds like he's saying something else?
He probably is.
Well, he's more your adult hobbyist of Lego.
Yeah, I have been known.
It's just a tone when he says AFOL.
AFOL.
Yeah.
Pain is an AFOL, everybody.
He speaks Floridian, so you got to. All right, Rick, what's that, man?
Hybrid.
So when I was a kid, even though I begged my family, my mom, for Lego, I never got Lego for Christmas. I would go and buy my own Lego, but I never would get me Lego. It never would get me Lego, except one year I picked up a box and it rattled just right. And when I opened it up, it was all those little trays in a box for storage.
Cruel.
It was cruel. It was very cruel. I was so mad, but I appreciate it now. You get older and wiser. You go, oh, I need to sort my brick. I got a place to put it. But at the time, I was so mad. I actually didn't get Lego until I was for Christmas until I started buying it for myself for Christmas. And then when I met my wife, my lovely wife, the first year we spent Christmas, she bought a bunch of sets from Lego.com, I think about 4 or 5, and they never came, she said. So she called up Lego, and she said, my package never arrived. I don't know, Porch Pirates or something. I don't know what the heck's going on. So they sent her the entire order again for free. And then somehow she saw a box sitting in the bushes next door, and she pulled it out, and it was a Lego box shipment, and it was everything. She called back, and she said, oh, no, you know what? I found it. It was just misdelivered to the place next door, and the mailman put it behind the bushes. And where should I send it back? They said, don't worry about it.
Oh.
Keep it
That's cool. Yeah.
free, no charge. Yeah.
And that was the beginning of the small parts room.
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
Home Parts Room was coming long before that, but yeah.
Now we know how he has all that Lego. He's been pulling that trick ever since.
Every year, I call up my Lego doesn't came, man.
No, my name is Rutch, and I don't have my Lego order. All right, he sends it to a different person on his street every day. And
yeah.
My name is John Palmer, and I didn't get my Lego.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, I'm going to rat out John Palmer since we're talking about that. John Palmer used to take sets like at Walmart that were starting to go on clearance, and he would take them to another aisle, or he would hide them behind bigger sets, and let Walmart process them down a couple more notches on the discount thing, and then he would buy them. So
That's
I love
like
you, man.
the Millennium Falcon sitting up there through the Palmer discount.
You did it too?
Oh yeah, he did. It's like he got it for like $40. Like, it was amazing. It took about 9 months, but it paid.
You go back to Walmart all the time and just go and see if it's still back there and everything.
Well, I asked him. I said, "Well, where are you hiding this thing?" So they must get it. He's like, "Oh man, I can't remember how he phrased it, but something like, I'm like hiding this thing where like God says you shouldn't hide stuff." I'm like, okay, man, whatever. Like,
wow.
As long as it's getting me the Falcon for $40,
that's all right.
Good. Yeah.
John Palmer, a hero to us all. So, all right. All right. Anybody else have a favorite for you or, your kiddo if you got one? So, like Bricksmith shared about.
Matt, what did Santa bring us last year for a family present? Did he bring us Ninjago City? What did he bring us the year before that? Was it a family present for everybody? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't think I ever got Lego as a kid, although I remember having sets. I don't remember when I got them, but all the warm and fuzzies. I remember having the do you remember in the Lego movie when they freeze bad cops' parents?
Yeah.
That house? I remember having that house and having the hospital. I think that was my earliest Lego. The hospital that was red. I don't remember, but it was the hospital with the. That was when I was older, but it had like the glass with the little lines on it at the bottom.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Those are my earliest Lego memories.
Nice.
Sweet.
I just read your name now. That's hilarious.
Is it hilarious because she's Canadian?
That's why I stuck it.
You say a booth?
You're in.
She's going to star in the new I Can't Do That on Television. So
That's right.
I love that show.
What do you think is in the burger?
No. I had a crush on Christine McGlade. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Barf. Christine Moose McGlade, major crush when I was, a teenager. That was a great show. Which a lot of folks don't understand. The reason Nickelodeon has anything to do with slime is because of You Can't Do That on Television from the 80s, and they don't even have a clue what's going on. So,
in the burger. I love those skits with Barf. Was it Barf?
Barf, yeah. Barf. So great. The sausage grinder in the opening credits and everything. It's a classic show. If you're watching right now, you need to go, when the show's over, go and YouTube search.
Where is it at? Just on YouTube?
Today, probably.
I'm wondering.
I'm sure you could find it on.
But I think this is kind of the whole thing, though. In a lot of ways, like I've referred people to that and other older shows before. Like, oh yeah, man, it's great stuff, great stuff. Go back to watch, like, what are you sending me to, man? Like, I think there's a certain shelf life on some of that stuff. Yeah.
Like Space Above and Beyond? No, I cannot go back. I never cracked open any other of those DVDs. I bought the set, and Mark and I were actually going to watch it, and we put in the first one, and about 15 minutes in, one of us said to the other, goes, "Man, this is really bad."
You know what,
and the other was like, "Yeah, it is." And we pulled that DVD out and never watched another minute.
You know what, though? You really, the whole thing, the first 2 discs, yeah, just keep them in the cellophane. But the later on, it gets much better.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool sci-fi show for the day, and I'd love to watch it. I would love something like that happening today. So.
It's on Prime for $8.
Oh, there's Fazoom Jr. He must be. He's been watching the whatever award show for the internet games and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Oh, is that on right now? Man, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, don't tune out now.
Chris has to learn that you don't send your audience away from your live.
That's true. That's true.
So sad. Julian will be missed. But hey, look, I can fondle the ball now.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, I got one.
Come on. Joke's over, bit's over. Let's go, guys.
All right. Anybody else who got a Christmas memory with Lego to share?
I got one.
Hey, first things first, can you switch me and Mark just so he can play with the ball and it's not in my head? Thank you.
Dana feels uncomfortable with balls flying through his face.
That's not a mark of his enjoyment.
Mark definitely wants to cut the ball.
I feel like we're reenacting a scene out of like Mean Girls or something. Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should do, a parody of Mean Girls, but Old Gray Brick style.
Old Gray Mean Girls. Oh man, that's bad. That's got a whole bunch of anyway. Whatever.
You say that like you don't already have a burn book.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's happening now. Anyway, Christmas is great. Let's talk about Christmas.
I was going to talk about Christmas.
Turn your head and cough.
Actually, Gill's about to go. Let me let Gill
yeah. So this is, I feel like it's the beginning of the Goldbergs or something. It was Christmas 1980 something and blah, blah, blah. But, I remember when I was in one of the younger grades, 4 or 5, 6, something like that. And you had to do a thing for, I'm going to say English class, but it's all the same thing, where you write a Christmas story. And you write it and you submit it, and then at the end you got something from the teacher as like a Christmas gift. So we all wrote and all this kind of stuff, and lo and behold, mine happened to win. So the gift for it this year was a set that had been given out in Halloween, and each class got one of these sets for the person who collected the most pennies in their UNICEF box for Halloween that you wore around your neck like a boat anchor and threw out 6 vertebrae, right?
Are you sure this is not torturing you guys? Or go ahead.
Yeah, I know. It was brutal. I remember that thing, like the strings cutting into your neck was brutal. Anyway, so apparently the class got 2 of these things. And you're only allowed to give out 1. So they gave out 1. They had 1 left over. No one knew about, right? So, of course, it's for UNICEF. It's the free gift. Can you see where I'm going with this? What little tiny set is worth about 900 golden chalices on Bricklink now?
Oh, yeah? The little UNICEF truck?
The UNICEF truck. So I won the UNICEF truck. Awesome, right? It's great. So, of course, I had it in my hand for maybe, I don't know, a week. before I traded it to someone for #1 of Crystar, the comic book.
Oh,
No. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I could have
Oh.
retired on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how
You
much
need
is
to be
Crystar
banned from
worth
this
now?
feed for a week.
Crystar is worth oddly less than the 45 cents at newsstand prices in 1980 or whatever. So
You always have that Crystar, though. I mean, no one can take that away from you.
my heart beats for Crystar. So
And so, how much is that UNICEF truck worth nowadays?
about $5,000.
$5,000.
Yeah.
You made your choice. You made.
I did. It was the right one.
Sure it was. Keep telling yourself that, Gil. Keep telling yourself.
I love that
So-
comic.
After you won the whatever grade essay contest, is that when Tourism Canada called you with the job offer? They hear about your.
No, I think that's when they rescinded the job offer for how stupid of a business acumen I had.
They're like,
Right
we
now,
gotta
your
get.
boss- He did what?
They didn't sign you like a junior hockey prospect, and they're like, we got to get this guy in the pipeline.
No.
Well, they probably went, hey, he could be a goalie. He can take a couple shots to the head. He's not going to lose anything else.
I can't even be the guy that waxes the Zamboni and take that as a role.
Wait. What does that mean? In Canadian, is that something nasty?
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
That's what we call it.
Waxing the Zamboni.
Oh, man.
So moving right along, I have a short story about Christmas that was great, and I got the Galaxy Commander for Christmas,
Woo!
and it was awesome, and I played with it a lot, and it was great.
Did you trade it for a terrible comic?
I did not trade it. I still have all of the parts and pieces in my collection here, and it was a great set. I played with it a lot.
It's an awesome set. It's
Set
no
you up for
Crystar.
your
but it's
Journey
good.
of Space. Now, did you have Lego already before that, or?
Oh, yeah. My first system set I got for my birthday in 1980. I got the Alpha 1 rocket base.
Mm.
Nice.
Cool deal. All right.
Chris, you?
Oh, me? Well, my first set was it was 77, Christmas of 77, I believe, that I got the 910 basic advanced basic set. It was all red and blue with a little bit of yellow and a green base plate. And I made the Phoenix from Battle of the Planets like 87 times out of that set.
Yeah.
And when I could, because the thing is, I think I only had 2 1x2 red slopes in that entire set, I think, or by the time I lost parts and stuff. So if I was wanting to recreate it, try it differently, I would scratch for hours to find both of those red 1x2 slopes, and it would be frustrating. I'm like, I know it's in here. And I had this big telescope box and everything. But actually, though, the best Christmas story for me actually was when I got a castle set. Yeah. Hold your horses.
Where's Jeff now?
It was actually the yellow castle set. I went down to my grandparents because we would go 3 or 4 times a year down in South Georgia. And at Thanksgiving, we were there, and they had, if you're from the South, you know what this is. They had the S&H Green Stamp catalog. S&H Green Stamps were what you did when you went to the grocery store, and that was your points. You get these stamps, and Granny had to lick them and stick them in the books. And you filled out the books, you could take it to the Redemption Center to buy stuff, right?
We had that.
Yeah. So a lot of grocery store chains had those. The Piggly Wiggly down in South Georgia, it was the Harveys that had the thing. So in that, I showed my grandma that they had what was the biggest Lego set that I had seen at the time with the most dudes in it. And it had, and I'd seen the space guys and everything, but it had the space helmets in gray and it had the visors, right? All this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I can make a spaceship out of that, whatever. So I showed my grandparents this set and, how many books it would take. And my grandparents were not wealthy at all. Now I don't know if my mom came in and because they wanted to do it. I'm not sure if mom came in and bought it and let them give it to me, which I suspect. Or they went and got that drawer full of S&H green stamps and dumped Mr. Drucker's store.
Shopping cart full.
Yeah, but I can remember opening that set and just being like totally blown away and sitting there. They had red carpet. Yay! They had this red carpet. So it is me as like 10 sitting on this red carpet, and it was bright red carpet with
yellow bricks.
with the yellow bricks, right? And I could see them all because of the red carpet. But that was a pamphlet too, and that was the most difficult build probably ever because you had 1 by 2, 1 by whatever. So I sat there and built that set that day, kept it together on the 4-hour drive home, and didn't lose a part. And got home and then clipped all the feathers off the visors for myself. Yeah, that's $100 of visors.
Oh, I really wish that Brian was here tonight. You'd see him get like the Brad Pitt, like 12 monkey eye, right?
But it was great. I remember that just so vividly. All right, anybody else got a Christmas story?
So you modded bricks before it was cool?
I did. I modded bricks in my youth. I modded bricks. I will admit that publicly.
I cut a 32 by 32 base plate into a 16 by 32.
I saw that crap.
This is the way, Dina.
What?
Oh yeah, I took a 16 or 32 by 32 base plate. I drew a line down the center of that thing. I took a big old utility knife to it and slit it right in half.
Bam.
Boom!
Now you have 2.
16 by 32.
You made 2 from
and rounded out the corners.
I'm proud of you.
Even rounded out the corners with a Dremel tool.
That's what you posted, right?
This is the way.
So I looked at that. I'm like, I never remember seeing this before, like in legit parts.
Like, where is there a 16 by 32 base plate?
Yeah.
You won't find one.
Only at my house and at Dana's house.
Nice.
I got a spare one for you.
I don't know you anymore.
Into class, this is what not to do. These two are going to detention right now.
So I got to tell you one of my Christmas stories. I mean, I did get Lego for Christmas as a kid. I remember that I got one of the 3 multi-packs in a stocking one year. Can't remember what year it was, but at some point in time, I know I got one of the older sets that came in with a flip top on it, and it had like the inside was styrofoam, so the storage tray inside was styrofoam. So that was that time. This was before minifigures, so it was all the brick built figures with the funky wobbly arm kind of things. And then one year, I'm pretty sure it was for Christmas that I got the moon landing set. Yep, there we go, Julian. But I want to bring it back to a sadder moment.
No, don't do that. No.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take us to a sad moment.
Don't not do that. Okay.
I was an only child of a single mom growing up in the 70s, and my mom would cart me to her aunts and uncles, so they were like my second cousins or whatever, for Christmas. And one year we were going, and my mom actually had me go and pick out my Christmas presents. I'm pretty sure I might have even helped wrap them so that I could take them to her aunt and uncle's house for me to be able to open them. And I think this is probably where my first acting influence came from, because I had to act surprised by what I got for Christmas because I had picked it out and wrapped it. Nice. I was probably 9, 10, give or take. I'm not quite sure. But the last set that I remember getting was the solar power transport set. That was the last Lego set I ever got for as a gift.
6952.
Yep. And again, I remember picking it out, and it was either that or I forget what else those sets were that I was looking at.
None of them mattered.
But that one had 4 minifigures and a robot.
Yeah, it did.
And so that was my justification. Like, I got to get this set because it's got the most minifigures in it.
Yep.
So while a little bit sad that I had to pick out my own Christmas gift and wrap it and act surprised to open it up, at least I got what I wanted.
It's just
true,
win-win.
So it wound up being a win, but a little sad at the same time.
Well, it's kind of funny you said that, because like my parents were split as well, and my dad was never really a supporter of toy stuff. So and I always had it with my mom, and we always went to my cousins for Christmas. And my cousins, it was like bacchanalia there, like below their tree. Like you needed like a machete just to get in there. It was so loaded up with stuff, right? Like, they were a fairly big family, but like they went insane with all this stuff, and gifts, money, this, that, but my parents, because they split up, they were like, money was like really, really tight, right, back in those days. But my mom, God bless her soul, she always made the one gift, right? Said, you pick the one thing and that'll be it, and every year for years, Lego. And I remember though, even though like I got my one set, and my cousins are opening up like Big Tracks and Simon Says, and the Flying Nerf Dude, like they you name it.
The Flying Nerf Dude, I remember Flying Nerf Dude. That was the best.
Yeah, and if it was like they got like the Aurora Racing, like if it's in the toy catalog, they got it. But the one Lego set that I get, man, over the moon. Like I don't even care about the rest of your stuff, right? Because it came from your mom, and because it was yours, right? And that's
your mom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And that's it.
We didn't do that to you, Dana. Stop.
Yeah. It came from my mom, not Dana's mom.
Right.
I got many other things from Dana's mom, but the set I got.
Zing!
I'm actually refraining from the things that I could say that would actually make it worse.
Wait, listen, they all came from Santa, right,
Totally.
guys?
They all did.
Totally.
This was on top of the gifts from Santa.
So,
Yeah.
Dana, how do you feel from that sick burn?
Have I ever? No, I'm not even. I'll save it for the after show.
Yeah.
It is definitely an old Gray Bricks After Dark comic. Save it for me.
All right, hey, let me share this and say, do you guys remember these days? Because I do. Here we go. You remember these days?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sears catalog days, man.
Sears catalog.
Paging through, making wish lists.
Circling
right. Hang on, let's see. I got another one here. Hang
You
on.
go feed him tonight.
Hey, zoom in on that.
Sears, Montgomery Ward. Yeah.
There you go. Is that better?
Service
A
merchandise.
little better.
There you go, Serves Merchandise. I remember that one.
Yeah, that is that's 83 or so right there. Starfleet Voyager. No, that's probably when the rocket launch come out, 80. So yeah.
But Dave, you were already 40 when those came out. Dave is old.
I was gonna say that's like 82, I think.
Yeah.
I was
Let me
saying
see
83.
if I can share this one here. Hang on.
4 years old.
Was that 84? Are you sure?
No, I'm saying I was 4 and 8.
Oh, you were 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 81 or 82 for certain.
Yeah.
I started picking those up when I was my first year in the service, and could go to the PX and get stuff.
Let's see. I don't think I can zoom in on this one anymore. But there's Castle. That looks like about 85 or 86 right
Got
there.
one of those.
The Castle. But look, I mean, flip. This thing's got page. I don't know if it's going to work on there.
Did
Look
you
at
see
this
that?
Star Wars stuff, man.
Look at my thing. I got
I got some of those containers.
Go back to the page.
Look at those containers. Ew.
Yeah, that blue container.
Nice.
I had that blue container. That one right there.
Bet.
Yeah.
On the right side in the middle.
Yeah.
And I had that. I remember that.
Over here in the room here. Red suitcase.
Oh, I had the red one. Remember with the red one? No, actually, it wasn't that one. It was the one that was like the full clamshell, and with you get the antennae and stuff stuck in like the seam, it wouldn't close or it would like, Yeah.
Return of the Jedi. All right, wait. Let's see what's on there. Look at this. There you go, Gil.
There it is.
Nice. Nice.
Is that first year, second year of G.I. Joe?
That'd be like 80. Well, Magnus can tell us like in an instant.
like
That's like second or third year.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. It does.
I think that's about 86 because the hovercraft is in there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What is that goofball at the bottom left right there? I can't tell.
That's always when they tossed in the Fisher Price garbage to try to sell you at the same time. Yeah, or like Funko or whatever. Yeah.
Look at that. Okay, how many of you guys will admit that you went to the underwear pages? All right, you could admit.
I plead the fifth.
I put that set back together. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there it is. Look at there. Look at there.
I'm sorry. I
That's
didn't know we
exactly
were doing
what I
it.
had in blue.
Are we doing it now? Okay, I'm ready.
This is Small Paul's stash. He's even got a Duplo dude in there. Look at that. Whoa!
Wow,
There it is.
Mine are in storage.
Yeah. Does anybody? The question somebody asked. Minifree Collector said, "Did anybody remember J.C. Penney?" Oh yeah. And many a Hagar Slack from.
That's where my mom would take us for our photos every year with the J.C. Penney photos.
I shopped in the Husky section.
Do you remember?
Bricksmith. Me too.
Pants, man.
Huh?
Remember Sears and Roebuck Husky, the Tough Skins, man?
Yeah.
That was like early prototype Kevlar back in the day, man.
Yeah.
You could take a like a pellet from a pellet gun with one of those and not feel.
Well, those things when they came out of like the wash, like you could stand them up by themselves. Right? They were like a mannequin. Well, yeah, those things.
My mom would call in the catalog order at either Sears or Penny's, and then we would go pick it up at the store. But she would be like, "And I need the Husky boys size 7." I could hear her on the phone.
I had the opposite problem as a kid. I was extremely skinny as a kid, and Tough Skins actually made slims in some of the sizes. So,
but you know what? I was just going to say the same thing in that aspect, and it never failed. Like whatever the pant leg was, it's like, it was a 28 or a 30-inch length, and I needed a 29, and it didn't make it.
Yes.
When who in that era decided that every kid grew by 2 sizes or 2 inches at a time?
It's too bad that Dave and Nathan aren't here, because there's the store that we had here was Consumers Distributing that sent out the awesome catalog with all the stuff, and it was kind of like Sears, except they actually had no storefront. So you found what you want, you went there, you flipped through the catalog, you filled out this little card, and then you gave it to the mouth breather behind the counter. He went and got it from the storeroom and brought it out to you. It's all like it's like the stuff was all like like narcotics or something. Like, but it didn't matter what, like, if there's not high,
like an Amazon fulfillment center. I think we had something
Service
like that
merchandise.
in America. For
Service
a while.
merchandise.
Yeah.
You could look at it on the shelf, but they only had a shelf display copy, and then you would fill out your card, and there was this conveyor belt, and you would stand there as your goodies came out.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was like for like kids, that catalog for us was the Sears catalog.
What about Hudson Bay?
Well, the Bay was okay, but the Bay was always like really expensive. It's still
Look at that moon landing for $11.90 or 89 cents.
Oh, look at that.
99 cents, $12.
Look at that police
Stop.
station.
It's too painful to look at the prices.
Yep.
Oh, wait. I do have one follow-up.
Hey, I actually have a couple of those sets when I bought new. The police station and the helicopter and the construction set.
Nice.
I've got the big chunky treads for the Caterpillar with the weird sprockets.
Spacely sprockets.
Sprockets. This is the time when we dance.
What were you saying, Dana?
I figured it out that it was July of 2015 is when I got into the lug. So I guess 2015 was probably my year of coming out of my dark age. And so Christmas that year, because I started collecting sets, And no, actually, I take it back. It wasn't 2015. It was the Christmas of 2016. And I had gotten through, and I was pretty well along my way of getting all the classic space sets together. And my wife asked me, she's like, well, what's one of the sets that you really, really want that you don't have? And I was like, well, a monorail.
Mhm.
The Futon monorail. I mean, I never got to get one of those when I was a kid. And so, that would have been a thing. So she went online and she would subversively ask me questions throughout the year. She's like, well, how much is that worth? And so, here I'm getting all, well, it depends on if it comes in a box or not, it has instructions and going on her, and I'm riveting. I know. I'm keeping you on beta.
Sorry, no, I gotta get her to bed before someone's a cranky Atlantis Morissette in the morning.
All right, fine. She's already heard this story anyway.
Yes.
All right.
Natalie, can you say good night?
Nine.
Is it
Baby Yoda for the road. There you go. Good night.
Good night, Natalie.
night?
Good night. She's like the cutest kid, man. She's
All
like
right.
All right. So long story short, my wife got me the monorail for Christmas that year. It was like the only thing she got me. I sat there on the floor at Christmas Eve, putting that thing together. The house could have been burning and falling apart, and I wouldn't have cared because I was a puppy with two bones and enjoying myself till no end. So,
Wait a strange metaphor there.
was that not a Southern colloquialism?
No, actually, it is a puppy with two Peters, and it means what we just
Yeah.
thought.
It is a measurement of happiness, though.
That's true. That's true.
You got the intent of the metaphor, yes, but you made it worse.
Are you sure?
Enjoying himself, yes.
Did I make it worse or did I make it better?
You made it weird.
It's up for debate. Talk amongst yourselves.
Dana's a little confused, but he's got the spirit.
I don't know if you remember War Games, but what's his face? The guy that played the general that always had the red man, who reminds me of my dad because my dad used red man. Was I'd pee on a spark plug if it'd do any good, son. That guy in that movie is the best, right? I mean, but he says happy as a puppy. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so by that year, my wife, she definitely won the Wife of the Year award for getting me the monorail for Christmas. It only took me 40 years to get it, but it's all that, or 30 years, or 35
Who's
years.
counting?
I actually have to say that's really impressive that she got like the right set, the right thing. Like that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, never mind the fact that he kept writing the number just randomly and everything.
Did you get an old
While she was
catalog and
sleeping-
put it
while
inside her
she was
fashion
sleeping, I
magazine
whispered,
and put it up on the pillow?
$69.90.
That's got another whole
But now the sad thing was, and she asked the guy repeatedly on email, is it complete? Is everything there? And the guy's like, absolutely. ... Yeah, there was like 7 pieces missing, but I had them in my inventory, so it was no big deal. And she's like, we should write a bad review. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. It was
Just
five.
let
It
it
was
go
missing 5
sometimes.
pieces of track and the engine.
Yeah,
Other
the whole
than
track was there. All the important pieces were there. It was
Got
like,
the motor, got the track, got the travel plates.
yep, the quarter domes, the canopy pieces.
Yep.
It was all good. So
But
Oh, look at there! Somebody's little humble brag right there, but that's all
Yeah,
right. Look at that.
serious little humble brag there.
I just keep the box because I got this on eBay a dozen years ago, and the box was actually in really good shape.
Nice and shiny.
it is in excellent shape.
So great.
awesome.
I couldn't imagine being the age I was, and if unwrapping that box right there for Christmas would have just been.
Yeah.
You would have had to play the music from when the kid sees the BB gun box in the corner.
Yeah.
that was you, wasn't it?
It was.
And
It could have been.
you know what though? The thing is that the year that came out, I want to think that was also the year that we were well into Atari, and ColecoVision and Intellivision by that point in time.
Yeah.
So, Lego had their, they had their competition from video games at that stage in the game. Because I want to say that the year that set came out, I asked for a ColecoVision instead. So it was either, get the Lego or get the ColecoVision, and I went with the ColecoVision.
I got the ColecoVision for my 13th birthday. Or was it 14th? Or I got it for my birthday. I can't remember what year. So, what year did ColecoVision come out? No, I gotta look it up.
I was.
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember Intellivision with the little phone controllers? Yeah. That had some cool games. The controllers were horrible, but that had some really, really cool games.
Yeah, it is. 82 to 83. So I got it in probably 82. So
yeah.
6990 came out in 87. So
it was a little later.
Yeah, Monorail was later.
So that would have been well into my dark age. I'd have been. Yeah, I was in junior high, almost high school by that point in time.
I think probably would 87 be like that'd be like your Amiga and stuff like that, right?
Dreidel, you made a dreidel.
A dreidel? That's awesome.
87 would have been during the Nintendo era.
You know what you need for the dreidel?
Yeah, you're right.
And I got it in 88 in America.
Bricksmith, you need the pyramid shape piece for the tip on the dreidel. The 1x1 pyramid.
I think that's what he had.
Some of that.
Is it?
I got two. I got two of the corner house.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah. I don't like how narrow it is. I'm gonna put a couple plates in there.
You not paying attention is why you're going to lose the election to the. All right, I can't remember the guy's name from the movie. All right, anyways.
What?
I was trying to quote "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" with his hat on, but never mind. I forgot.
Pappy O'Daniel.
That's right. Tired day. All right. So anyway, I will also say that Legos played a lot into my kids' Christmas growing up and everything. But I think one of my favorite memories is Jake was deep into the first or second wave of Ninjago, and of course, Jake is the only child of to my dad, whatever. So he's the grandkid, right? My brother's. Anyway, so Jake got all the stuff, and this is like he's 7 or 8 or whatever. So it's the prime time. So they're like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Well, here's a Ninjago." I didn't want to pay for them, so I'm like, "Yeah, this Ninjago set right here." So I had them all spaced out. And so he opens up presents from my brothers and my dad and everybody else. And he makes a fort out of his Lego, the boxes. He has got like a whole terror drome of Lego boxes around him. You can't even see his head because he's got them double stacked and everything. But it was pretty cool because it's all over there in those drawers now. But it was pretty cool to see them all get all that. He was beyond excited from that Christmas. That was pretty cool. So anyway, all right. So what is your Lego wish list for this Christmas? Does anybody have top 2 or 3 sets you want that you haven't gotten yet? Rich just wants a Lego set, period.
I just want a place to put my Lego. I just want a new place to move into.
I'm not
it's going to happen this year.
We should pitch in and send Rich some little drawers.
That's right. Go send containers.
I'm part of a Secret Santa from Brad Bricklover 18 in Canada there, and I had a Secret Santa, and they fulfilled exactly what I asked for. You're gonna have to wait till Christmas to see the video because I know you guys watch my content.
It's gonna be on the TikTok though, right?
No, there's another one gonna be on the TikTok, but this one is gonna be on the YouTubes. I'm part of 2 Secret Santas.
Yeah. Oh, you mean that Secret Santa you forgot to invite us to for the YouTube folks?
Listen, man, watch my content. Maybe I talked about it. Bye, Dave. Just saying.
Wait a minute. Chris and I did your show this week. What are you talking about?
Well, Chris should have already known and told you. Let's toss.
I should have known. I should have known about your secret society. I understand.
There it is. Then as long as you understand.
Is it so? Any set that you would like? Hey, I need it. I haven't got it. I need it for Christmas. Somebody get it for me. What would it be?
So here's a problem that we have in my house. And
did you have all of them? Yeah, I get it.
Well, not just not the fact that I have them all, but it's like when something comes out.
It's that they have two of them all. But anyway.
I go get it because maybe there's a giveaway with purchase for the release weekend, or there's double point day, or there's A-fold day. So throughout the year, I went to
A-fold.
Hey. So I wound up getting the sets that I want. So it's I mean, my wife's a little irritated with me. She's like, I don't know what to get you for Christmas half the time because, and not just Lego, but other stuff. If it comes out in the middle of the year, I pick it up. Like today, I got in the mail Cyberpunk 2077. That could have been a Christmas gift, but I was like, oh no, I got to pre-order this.
My wife used to say that. She's like, I don't know what to get you. You got everything.
Now what?
Like, no, I don't have everything. I just have most of everything.
and
there's a difference.
I basically told Thomas, like, look, between my VIP card and me, I was like, you're never going to get it for as good a price as I get it. So just let me buy it and give me other things.
Yeah, but she's that's interesting.
Johnny
Rita's right.
Cyberpunk. Gill, I'm glad to see that you got that going on there.
She does know that I don't have all the modular buildings yet, so I'm now missing the bookstore and the police station. So that's something to look forward to for next year.
That's cool. Oh, Nick is over there in the chat. How you doing, Nick? Good to see you,
Nick.
So Nick is right. It would be nicer if I had a bigger trunk. It would be nice. Absolutely.
I also find that my parents and my sister, I think they still think it's weird that I ask for toys. Like, because I also collect Star Wars, and I've listed like random Star Wars stuff or some Lego, and they almost never buy that stuff off my list. So I just put books and stuff like that. Adult things, not that kind of adult.
Right.
Grown-up things. Grown-up things.
Well, here's what I get I've always gotten from my family growing up. They're like, well, we were going to get you something Lego, but we thought you probably already have it. And I'm like, so? I mean, it's like, you give me another copy of a set and I have more bricks. That is good. I'm not like, I just want one of those and that's not. I'm like,
I've said that too. I said it doesn't matter what you buy me. I can always use more.
You know what? I don't know why I haven't really looked at this whole concept. I mean, the joke on over here is I need 5 of them anyway. So maybe I should just tell my wife the things I'd like a second one of.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So here's one thing. Remember, I was saying is my mom always got me the set, right? My mom has gotten me a Lego set for 32 years running for Christmas.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'm jealous.
There's the show, everybody. That is what we want.
Cannot top this. Let's get
and
the
get this too. She way back then. She got this enormous thing of foil wrapping paper, right? She's wrapped it in the same paper every year for 32 years. So every year under the tree, there's the paper with the Lego on it.
Now, do you leave that present to last to open because you
always, yeah.
Always.
Yeah. And I got and of course, whenever I get it too, pick it up. There's not a lot of dry eye going on.
No.
Chris, I think we should just end the show now because we're not going to go anywhere from this.
That's right. In the preaching business, that's when you say, all right, let's pray. So
can't get there from here. Let's get out of here.
Cue the benediction organ player.
That's right. That's right. There is. Blessed be the tithe vines. But anyway, so so that's cool. Hey, Moto, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah, that's pretty awesome of your mom. That's super cool.
Mom's the best, man.
But so Lego's been a big thing for me in Christmas. It's still a big thing for Jake in Christmas. There's always a Lego set or two. there had gotten to been a time where I would buy up clearance for him. The stuff that I want, I'd find him for clearance, and I would hide it. But I just bought the clearance from now. So,
when we used to go skiing, we always knew it was like the last run of the day when everybody would fall and have yard sales because you were just tired, and it was the way to just end out the day. Last 15 minutes is Old Gray Brick is when Gill and I start to shine. Shine? Well, I mean, if you can polish a turd, we're shining.
That's right. I get that thing off my head.
You got a poop helmet.
Why did it land on me? Hasn't my week been bad enough? No.
All right. So actually, we probably will round it up here with about an hour and a half. So just a reminder that we want you guys out there listening and watching and to join us in the I Santed That contest challenge. It's not a contest. We're not going
to have a prize?
No prize.
No prize. That's right. There's no prize.
Marvel.
As the unofficial Lego ambassador for OGB, I am going to provide a set for I'm going to provide a set for one of our 9 Brady Bunch members who wins the fan favorite, and we'll do a poll. We'll do a live poll during the show. We'll have a live poll for the 9 members in the cast. And also a poll for anybody who from the Peanut Gallery who submits to Chris a set. We will have a second set and a second vote for them. So I will have 2 sets for I Santed That.
Sweet.
Right.
Boy, that raised the stakes. I'm going to have to build something a lot better now.
All right.
I sanded my X-Wing and my
you can try.
This comment cracked me up.
That's all I got. It's all I got.
All right. So here is the original mobile lab, and here's the example for it. I will show this because I've got some other stuff built. So I santed that, and so it has a candy cane for the scanner, and it's a holly jolly little rover. So that is
a holly jolly rover.
There you go, holly jolly rover there, all peppermint, and it's all peppermint stick there. So that's the idea of making the making the set over again, some sort of Christmas. Just go wild when it happens.
So, can't hold me down.
Yeah. Good to have Bricksmith back, man. Good to have you back. Anyway, all right. So thank y'all for joining us. Remember, next week, have your models ready to show off. If you're listening or you're want to join in there in the chat, just have a photo of your Santa ready to go to share with us. Maybe I'll provide you you can send it to my Instagram, a link, and we'll pop it here on the show. So we'd like to see some of your creations for I Santed That. So anyway, all right, Nick, we're about to sign off, so you can come talk to us after the show's over.
And Jay, have we ever collected an entire series? Check my Instagram account.
Yeah, if you need some inspiration for what set, that doesn't have to be space. You can do any official set. That'll be fun.
Well, no, he was asking, do you ever buy an entire series, like an entire series?
Listen, Dana, I have an entire series. I have the entire Lone Ranger series, all 8 or 9 sets.
I do too.
Good for you. Yep.
Those were great sets. A horrible movie.
Really were.
All right. Anyway, we'll see y'all later. Thank you for joining in. We'll see you next week for Messy Monday on Monday at 6:30 Eastern, and we'll see you for the Christmas live show on Thursday of next week. So have a great night, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Cradle. We made it out.
Have a super great night. Good night. Good night. Put a mask on for crying out loud.